No. It went through that. Whenever he goes into the higher decibels like that, our earbuds and stuff usually save us.
Yeah, that is correct.
My earbuds ain't working. We just
because the whole damn thing just cuts out.
Eric's microphone.
See, there it goes again. He literally just tried to do it again and it just cut out.
Yeah, Eric's microphone is censoring him. Is good. It's fine.
Oh, bitch.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna do the entrance real quick, so I'm gonna mute you and mute myself. And welcome back, gamers, to the Experience Sports Podcast. It has been a while, and I seem to say that every single time, but it's okay. It is episode 46, and today's date is September 25th, 2022. And today I am joined by Kim, Don't Be That Guy Holiday.
Heidi ho.
Eric, Overdoer Jones.
That's my name. I overdo it all the time. I'm doing it right now, too.
And Kevin, 8675309 Holiday.
That's these aren't making it. That's not making it to the list, is it?
All three of those just made it to the list to 100%. And on today's episode, we're going to be chatting about long-standing franchises, games that have been around for quite some time, and the ones that we love, and maybe some that we don't. And in the background, I am going to be playing Shovel Knight Dig because I am 100% obsessed with this damn game. It is a roguelite, and it is fantastically delightful. So, Jones...
Don't you got Final Fantasy 14 to finish?
What happened?
I said, don't you got stuff in Final Fantasy 14 you need to finish?
Okay, first of all, the first long-standing franchise, that game is never ending, so yeah, that's that. I'm currently working on getting my crafters up to level 40, and I have 3 out of the 6 up to 40, so I took a break earlier, so yeah. Anyway, Jones, want to kick it off with some of your favorite long-standing franchises?
Okay, well, which one? Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man. Because I love Mega Man. And Mega Man is a very long-going franchise. You know, it has slowed down over the course of the last couple of years. We still get some bangers here. They're like, we got the Mega Man.
Don't you dare say Mega Man 11. Don't you dare say Mega Man 11.
Hey, Mega Man, I'm not saying it was the best game, but I mean, it's just showing that the franchise is still there. Yes, I said Mega Man 11. It was not my favorite Mega Man game. No, not by far. But it is showing that they're at least still trying things. Sometimes they don't work so well. I mean, I like the voice acting and stuff is good in that game. Just
really?
Like the actual
really, Jones?
gameplay with the double gear system was there.
Is that what you're going with? The voice acting was good in that game. It was almost as bad as Mega Man 8.
No, it's better than Dr. Light said, Dr. Wild.
It was so bad. He was literally Elmer Fudd in that game.
Okay, let's talk about Street Fighter 6. So Street Fighter 6 is coming out. So Street Fighter's been around since like 1985 or something. You can check the date. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number right now. But Street Fighter 6 is looking good. It's looking real good. And Street Fighter has been a pinnacle, and it has been a part of my gaming history and what got me into being such a competitive fighting game player in the first place. However, a matter of fact, a good story. I think I got defeated horribly by Greg, your brother Greg, like one time. And like that angered me, so I like spraying. I made myself like 50 times better. The next time we played, I destroyed him. That's nice. Right, bad boy. I put you in the ground. I buried your ass.
Nice, very nice. Yes, that
Well,
was
Street
good.
Fighter 2 covered half of the time that he played Street Fighter games.
I mean, they had trouble counting past too, but that's not actually true because even though Street Fighter 2 was going for at least a good 15 years, they had other bangers in the side. Like they had Street Fighter Alpha, and then they had X-Men versus Street Fighter. The Versus series in general, those were all very
The
good
Versus
games.
series was legit some of my favorites out of all the Street Fighter games.
Yes, the Versus
Wasn't that Street Fighter 2 Alpha?
So good.
They did have a Street Fighter Alpha 2, but Alpha went to 3, and then they just stopped. I would love a Street Fighter
And
Alpha.
don't forget the fighting game based on the movie, based on the fighting game.
No.
Street Fighter, the movie, the game, the movie, the game.
We don't talk about that game. We do not talk about Street Fighter 2, the movie, the game.
It was so bad.
I would rather play Street Fighter 1 than that game.
That was bad too.
Don't forget that one where like Street Fighter 20,000 something where Ken was a scientist.
That wasn't even a fighting game. That was some bootleg Nintendo.
Okay, wait. Back up. What the hell are you talking about?
You never heard of Street Fighter like 2010 that came out on NES. It was actually supposed to be somehow related to Street Fighter. Ken is like a cyborg scientist or something stupid.
What? I've got to look this up.
I can't
He
believe
has to go in the past or go to like another planet. I don't know. He's fighting aliens or something.
It's really bootleg.
That's hilarious.
I can't believe you didn't know about that. Like, because I always saw it on the console layer list. And I'm like, what is this? It was like, I'm playing like, this ain't Street Fighter. I don't know what the hell this is. This ain't Street Fighter. That's worse than that, one Nintendo game that got reskinned from like a Japanese game where it's like Dragon Power or something like that. Like, Master Roshi had a Toga, Goku had a buzz cut or something weird.
Oh, bootleg franchises. We used to never stop being awesome.
So yeah, Street Fighter 6 is looking off. It's like, Street Fighter has not died at all. Like, it's still going strong. I didn't care too much of Street Fighter 5, but all of the other Street Fighters, like I said, 2 was great. 2 was really what, like, made the fundamental of me loving fighting games. 3, I didn't actually get to really enjoy right away. It was like, I understand it, but I was like on Dreamcast, I was more interested in Marvel vs. Capcom at that point. But like, when it came out on PlayStation 3, when they made the Street Fighter 3 remake or remaster, I enjoyed the hell out of that game. It was so much fun. Like, it had the parry system was off the chain. It just did a lot of stuff really good for the series. Like, you could see like how Street Fighter 4 took a lot from Street Fighter 3 and make itself better. And then Street Fighter 5 kind of just went its own way. That's
I would say that one of my favorites is Capcom vs. SNK. Had all the crossover franchises. That's definitely in my top. Like the art style, the crossover art style. The soundtrack was freaking amazing. Like I still listen to that soundtrack when I can to this day. I actually saw a TikTok of somebody doing like all. I guess in the T-Jones. They did all the custom entrances for the characters. So freaking good. So freaking
that was awesome. I didn't even know about some of that.
I know, right? And the video was like half hour long, so I was like, damn, I didn't know it was this many of them. It was so cool.
And then there's the one game series I never played. I think it was Capcom versus Tatsumaki or whatever, All Stars. Like, only reason I never played it because it was on the Wii.
It was on the Wii, and I played that game, and the Wii controls sucked for that damn game. Now, if they re-released that game and brought it out with updated controls, I think it might be something decent.
Yeah,
I never got into Street Fighter.
What was that, Kevin?
I never got him to fighting games.
I got you. I was
Like
actually
Street Fighter.
just about to
Growing
ask
up-
you if you were ever like a fighting game fan.
Because Street Fighter was always on the arcade, and I never really had the quarters. And when I did, I was always just a button masher anyway, so I'd always just get my ass kicked by whoever else was playing.
I got you.
So it was not fun for me. I was like, And by the time they came to console and stuff, I was like, I got RPGs to play.
He had that old man response, I'm not gonna play this damn game over here.
Man, I remember my first time playing Street Fighter 2 in the arcade. Like, I was like, wait, because still, like, back in the day, I used to always go to the arcade to play like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games. So it's like, but then I saw this big rhino just fighting me. I was like, what is this? Then I saw like Street Fighter 2. I was like, what is this? Like Ryu, I saw Ryu playing and Ryu doing a dragon. I was like, what? I want to play this. So I played it. I'm like, damn, even though I got my ass beat, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just amazed by, like, all these characters with their details and, like, special moves and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was proud of myself when I learned how to do a uppercut. Not a dragon, but just an uppercut.
No, trust me, it definitely felt good because it broke the conventions of just going left and right and just attacking one, doing one attack at a time. It definitely broke those conventions. So I remember sitting there with Trey and Alex practicing, and he was trying to teach me how to do the dragon uppercut. And it's right down right or left down left, and the punch button. And it took so long just to get that one little move down.
It's always good to learn with the fireball because the dragon punch is it's really actually hard to learn the dragon punch motion for your first time. Like, fireball is a half circle, hurricane kick a half circle, just a reverse half circle. Dragon punch, what the? Like, you could stand on the instruction like, how the hell do I do that? It took me a long ass time to learn how to do a dragon punch.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who had a hard time with that damn thing.
The franchise. I acknowledge that it's like brought stuff to the gaming world. But when it came to like fighting games, and it not counting Smash Brothers, Soul Calibur was my good series.
Soul Calibur is so freaking good.
Damn it. Yes, it is. I think it's the best 3D fighting game out of all of them. Like, that was always my go-to 3D fighting game. Even though it was weapons, but I still loved it. Like, I liked it. I like Dead or Alive too, but I think Soul Calibur was my favorite, then Dead or Alive.
Yeah, we know why you like Dead or Alive.
We all like Dead or Alive for that reason. It's not hard to see. Yeah. But a little bouncy.
A little, that's funny.
Kim, what is, aside from Final Fantasy, are there any other long-standing franchises that you have gotten into over the years?
Well, I think if we're talking about long-standing franchises, I think a special honorable mention should be given to the Animal Crossing series.
Okay.
That game has been around. Granted, it's not as long-standing as not like it's been around from the 90s and 80s.
Well, actually, the one for the 64 came out in
2001.
2000, yeah. So it's been about 20
they
years.
had a Super Nintendo version in Japan.
And they've actually had a lot of iterations for that game, from the 64 to the GameCube to the ones on the phone. It's been all over the place. So
yeah, but I thought it was on the Super Famicom that just never came to the States.
Gotcha.
So as far as I know, there's only been I looked it up. There's only been 5 Animal Crossing games that actually made it worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And worldwide, and obviously some minor games like Happy Home Designer and Pocket Camp and that kind of shit. But you have the initial Animal Crossing, which came out on the Nintendo 64 and subsequently GameCube, which is how I played it. And then Wild World came out later for Nintendo DS, which I played that one as well. And then City Folk came out on the Wii, which I never played. I don't know why I never really picked it up, or never really cared for it for the Wii. Maybe I got really into it by playing it on the DS, having it mobile, that I just kind of stuck with that. But I did get New Leaf, which came out on the 3DS, and I played that one hard. I went hard on that.
That game is actually really good. The way that you can use a touchscreen to make designs and stuff like that for shirts and for furniture, that was awesome, man. Awesome.
And then obviously I put some time into New Horizons as well. But, you know, it's crazy to think, though, that, like, all the games, there's not, like, they add just a couple new elements to it to make it a little bit more interesting. But in reality, like, they're essentially the same.
Yeah.
You make friends with your neighbors, and you pay off your mortgage.
Like,
Yeah, once I pay off the mortgage, I'm usually bored, and I walk away from it.
I tried for a little
was
bit
kind of
future, but after that, like,
it was
it's still
disappointing.
boring.
They took away all my favorite Nintendo interactable furnitures like the Master Sword and the Triforce, and that kind of disappointed me. And then the terraforming was fine, and that's cool that they did it. But it's like I don't know. I hope that the next iteration of the game, if they add terraforming in there, they fix some of the stuff like not being able to build a bridge over anything unless it has a river running underneath it, directly underneath it, was just kind of dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
It just took away.
as far as
I
that,
probably would have spent a lot more time terraforming and making things the way I wanted it if I had more freedom like that. It was just too limited.
yeah, it was very restricting. Like doing one patch at a time for everything is a pain in the ass. And the funny thing is, later on with the Happy Home Designer update, they fixed a lot of that stuff. But you can only do that in the update. You can't do that in like the main game and on your island, which is so stupid. It pissed me off so bad. I didn't get that far, but my wife, she plays it still like almost every single day. So she's gotten through that content. I got to see it, and yeah, a lot of that stuff that needs to be in the main game is not there. So
I could understand, like a casual gamer that's not like hasn't experienced other games like us, like it having more longevity for somebody that's more casual, but I kind of expect more. That's why a lot of times the Pokemon games don't keep me past finishing the Pokedex.
I gotcha. Kevin, what about you? What was that, Jones? What did you say?
I just said, unless you're competitive like me. But yes, he is right.
Yeah, too many cheaters. I can't get into cheater phone.
It is pretty bad.
It's too stressful. It would be too frustrating to sit there and like have to put in a ton of work and then like just get beat down by a person that just like made their Pokemon and put no effort into it, and then like, you know, get top ranks because they use that glitch so that they never get any losses.
I think they fixed that because I haven't had that issue in a while. But you are right about the hacked part, where it is really annoying when you do a lot of work to make a new Pokemon. You get a lot of resources and time into basically breeding, or you know, even the resources or whatever to max out your Pokemon and stuff like that. And you got other people, oh, I'm gonna go press the button and make 6 Pokemon and all shiny and just have the same date they were all created. But no, they're hacked, but we won't get caught because they don't do anything to us.
So my top long-standing genres or games. I'd say Legend of Zelda.
Okay, good choice. Great choice, actually.
Castlevania series.
Ooh, love the Castlevania series.
And I mean, I get bored of it, but I still love it. This Pokemon series.
Out of all the Castlevania games, which one is your personal favorite?
No. I mean, I liked the ones on the Game Boy Advance that were kind of Symphony clones that had their own story. Like, they were all pretty fun.
Those bad boys are fantastic. I actually just played those a few years ago because I never got into them, but I heard how good they were, so I picked them up and checked them out. And man, Yeah.
Circle of the Moon was a really good one, I believe it was. It was like the main character you play as is like a reincarnation of Dracula.
Yeah.
And so you go build. He's like an Alucard hybrid, and you absorb the abilities of like all the monsters, and by the end you just pretty much Dracula.
One of my absolute favorites is Dawn of Sorrow. That game kept me, boy. I swear, it was up there with Symphony of the Night, because that's definitely one of the top greatest games of all time. Excuse me.
They did do a sequel of to the series that came out for the PlayStation 3. The one that was like a reboot to the series, and they made it was called like Curse of the Mirror. I can't remember what it is, but it was like a graphical upgrade to it, and it was like a 2.5D setting, but it was it had like a symphony, a Metroidvania. I kind of hate that term, but
I do too.
It was one of those types, but it built off of you played as Simon Belmont.
Okay.
And it built off of him as being he was like, because in that series Simon Belmont is like the son of Dracula, I think it is, or the grandson. Because the dude that you're playing as becomes Dracula. He was like the first Belmont, but he became Dracula in that series.
Oh, sweet.
It was really weird. I suggest playing it because it covers a lot of the stuff that happens in the main series that it's based off of. So it's not necessary that you have to play those ones, but those ones I only ever played the first one. And I think that there was a sequel that took place like in modern day.
Okay.
But yeah, I always wanted to go back and finish the first one. It had a lot of God of War aspects from what I was told, because I never really played much God of War, but it had a lot of the, big bosses, and you had to like time your button presses and stuff to make the fight go easier.
That was definitely early 2000s stuff. Like when that became a thing in God of War, like everybody did that mess, and it got so annoying.
Yeah, I think that series came out. That reboot of the Castlevania series came out in 2008 or 2009. So it wasn't that long before I moved to Wisconsin that it came out.
I gotcha. Jones, you got another franchise you want to chat about?
Let's see, another one. Pokemon and Zelda. Well, let me think for a second. What about the classic Super Mario Bros? You can't ever go wrong with Super Mario Bros. Even though I've been slacking in the last couple of years, but I mean, almost every Mario game that ever comes out is a banger. Even Super Mario Bros. 2. I enjoyed it either of a ripoff of some other kind completely called Super Mario, and it's called Super Mario USA. But Super Mario is the freaking backbone of platforming games. Whether it's
Mario
2D,
sponsors.
3D.
Mario, what? What'd you say, Kevin?
I said Mario sponsored podcast.
I'm just saying, Mario. You do not think of video games without thinking of Super Mario.
This podcast is brought to you by Woohoo Spaghetti.
Look, you have Mario Kart, which is which is probably my favorite racing game. You know how much I love racing games, but if I have to play a racing game, it won't
not
be
at
Mario
all.
Kart.
The last time we played Mario Kart, Jones was he was struggling a little bit.
Shush! Because that's the point. I used to be my best Mario Kart games was Mario Kart Super Nintendo and Mario Kart on N64, and all went downhill after that.
I mean, that's definitely one to speak on, because Mario Kart has been around for a hot minute, and even though really don't think that they're gonna make another one because it's actually there's no point. They really can't because they put so much into
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 is crazy. The only thing Mario Kart 8 doesn't have is the double carts. That's the only thing it doesn't have.
The next. No, see, you got it wrong, because the next system, they'll have a new Mario Kart game. It's going to be Mario Kart 8 Super Deluxe. And
No,
they'll
don't
have
do
the
that.
doubles.
Mario Kart 8 Ultra
Mario
Instinct.
Kart 9. Please just do a new Mario Kart. I don't want this to become the Grand Theft Auto of Mario Kart.
Speaking of
Mario
which,
Kart 8 Super Ultra Double Dash Deluxe.
Double Dash Deluxe. That's actually probably something that they would do, to be honest.
Why? I mean, come on. At least with Smash, they call it a different game. It's almost the same game. Like, you know,
Because
Smash
people will put the money into it.
Yep. And it's the same thing for Smash. Like they honestly cannot make another Smash game because this one has literally everything and everybody in it.
You are right.
That's
That's what I'm
ridiculous.
concerned about because, like, if they do another Smash, it's gonna have to be Smash Super Ultimate or Smash Hyper Ultimate or something like that. Because literally, you can't go there. Like, you can't have another Smash game that has like 15 characters. That's just misleading.
It's called a Smash Brothers remake.
Or it's going to be the exact opposite. It's going to like redo the one for 64 and have just the four main characters.
8 characters. Thank you very much. 8 characters plus 4 secret characters. Not really that secret, but secret characters. Unlock up the character.
Mega secret. Kim, do you have any other franchises you wish to chit-chat about that are long-standing, that are important to you?
I don't think enough of a conversation was had about Pokemon.
You're right. Let's do it.
That's because Eric talks about Pokemon all the time.
Pokemon you could definitely hold up. And every time like they have like a million generations, and then every time they have they every once in a while throw in a new type of game, which throws in a different type of spin to it, like Pokemon Arceus, for example.
I knew you were gonna say that. That'd be like your favorite.
And then they also dabbled in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which I play it nowadays, and I'm bored to tears. But I used to play it a lot more when it was newer, and I played it to the end.
That tactical game.
Yeah, it was good for what it was. But I like how they try to do different things throughout the years and do quality of life
Did y'all
improvements.
play Pokemon Cafe or Pokemon what is that soccer one? Because I heard that soccer one was actually was it soccer or basketball?
Stop it. Stop it. No. Stop it.
I heard that was like actually really good. Not Cafe.
Pokemon
Cafe was
Unite,
just a little
which is
kitty puzzle game, but the one that's supposed to be like a soccer game is supposed to be really good.
I don't know any Pokemon game that's like a soccer game.
It's like a basketball game or a soccer game. It's one of those two.
I don't know either. I think you just put Mario because like you're just turning Mario games into freaking Pokemon games now.
Oh, it's called Pokemon Unite.
That is not a soccer
That's
game.
not soccer.
That is a
That's
freaking-
MOBA.
It's what?
That's a MOBA. That's a MOBA. That's a battle arena type game.
How do you think that's soccer?
Because you have to take like the ball and like put it in the hoop. In the basketball?
No.
No, you fight. I thought you fight each other.
No. Yes, you do fight each other, but the end game is you have to make shots. I'm about to look. You know what? Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna look this mess up right now. Look it up
Eric,
right now.
You gonna get that Mega Man Battle Network collection whenever it comes out?
Yes, I'm actually excited about that. I never got a chance to play those.
I never played it before, and so like I really am interested.
Yes, look at this. It's right here. It's Pokemon Unite, and it's Pikachu literally dunking a ball into a hoop. The fuck? Come on now.
Well, I never played Unite, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I can never even stomach.
I know I wasn't crazy. Fuck. Don't do that to me.
I can never stomach Verlissified matchups in that long enough to even watch it. It's not even that I don't like him or whatever, but it's just I don't like that kind of game like for Pokemon. I mean, period. I don't like that kind of game. It's not Pokemon's fault. It's just I don't like that style of game.
I got you.
But other than that, Pokemon is great. Like, you know, even the remake is good. Well, even though everybody complains about Diamond and Pearl, I enjoyed Diamond and Pearl for the actual just playing through it. But yes, Diamond and Pearl remakes definitely had issues. Like, it could have been a much better game. They even kind of reversed some quality of life stuff on it. Like, but that's what happens when you let a third party handle your game instead of doing it yourself.
They did kind of drop the ball on the Diamond Pearl remake. But that's okay, because they made up for it with Pokemon Arceus.
Arceus was a great game, I'm not going to lie to you. Even though the story needs to be worked on.
That company that made the Diamond and Pearl remake, apparently they're the ones in charge of making the new One Piece game.
Well, good luck. Luffy's gonna have to call freaking 5th year now.
Freaking anime I tried to watch like 16 times, you just can't do it.
It's like I said, it's not for everybody. You either love it or you don't love it. It's fine. Like, I would have probably never watched it if it wasn't for people hyping me up about it for so long, and I just keep trying. But I still don't think it's as great as some people think it is. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's like super great. I think it's because here's the problem with that anime. They take way too long to get through particular story segments, and it's pretty much seems like every saga has the exact same thing. They're chilling for a little bit, and somehow get thrown into another battle, but then they have to discover who the real enemy is. They always somehow get beaten before they come back and like show their true strength, and it just takes so long to actually like do stuff. Like, they'll make you think that they beat them, and then they'll have like an episode of them showing a flashback or something like that. Then they'll have to power up, and then it's like, oh no, what are you gonna do? Then it goes to a side story for a while. It's just, they just jump around way too many hoops. It's like, I don't know what they be doing. If it was all action, it'd be pretty good, but it's not.
I gotcha. Yeah, well, I'm probably never gonna watch that damn thing. I downloaded a few episodes for my Crunchyroll app, but I started watching the first one for like the 6th time, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Luffy. What's his name? Luffy? Luffy?
Yes, Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey? Yeah, and that's another reason I can't watch it. That name is terrible and racist. So, nobody got time for that. Anyway.
No, he ain't black. He ain't black.
I know, but I don't like characters being called Monkey. Damn it. I got that shit growing up.
That's their surname. That's their actual last name. Not even good. This is his first name, but it's just because of how Japanese culture is. It's Monkey Luffy.
And also, too, I can't even imagine how they would do black people in there, so I'm not even... I'm not even going to try that. Anyway. Okay, well, if anybody has anything else to say, speak now, forever hold your peace.
What about yours? What about your franchise? We haven't heard anything from you, sir. Let's hear it. What is your favorite franchise?
Busted.
I've been waiting all day for you. You give it a second chance. I want to hear your first chance. Let's go. Come on,
that's it. That's the end of our episode. This has been 30 minutes.
No stall bitch. Let's go.
Cyrus likes My Little Pony Island Adventure.
I heard like that one those generic ones where the girl and the raises the horses and stuff on the PlayStation.
My Little Pony. No, I mean it's the same as Eric's. I mean my long-standing franchises include the Mega Man X series, Mario, of course, Final Fantasy, to be honest. Any long-standing RPG. Okay, Tales of Destiny. I'll take it there. I'll take it there.
Tales.
Huh?
So Tales of Destiny is just like 2 games.
That is absolutely
the
Tales series. Since you got to be so correct about it, the Tales series of games. Okay, those games.
Thank you.
The original, I think, was on the Super Nintendo, and it was Tales of Fantasia, and then Tales of Destiny came out, and they made a sequel to Tales of Destiny that never came out to the States. But then they had another Tales game that they brought out to the States. They called it Tales of Destiny 2. It was a totally different game. Like, not associated, it was just another Tales game.
Yeah, so it was called Tales of Destiny 2, so it was Tales of Destiny 2. Anyway. I think I told the story before on the podcast, but I remember one paycheck. I went to GameStop. It wasn't GameStop at the time. It was whatchamacallit.
EB Games.
No, it was the other iteration of it. It wasn't EB Games yet.
Funko Land.
Babbage's?
Yeah, Babbage's, because I remember seeing that name and asking what the frick is a Babbage. Anyway, so that night I went and I wanted to get 2 new games I never played before. So I got the Tales of Destiny game and I got Rival Schools, which are actually two of my favorite games of all time. And the Tales of Destiny series is made by Bandai Namco, and it's got the cartoon style. It's got the great fun RPG battles, and just it's not. Well, the first one was a side-scrolling game. The games after that became more like 2D, 3D-ish, where you can kind of move around a little bit.
The fights were side-scrolling, but everything else was overhead.
Right. I meant the fights. I didn't say that, but sorry, I'm distracted. I'm trying not to die here again. But yeah, it's just the overall style of the game is what hooked me, and then the anime cutscenes is definitely something that got me into that game, because before that, everything else, all the RPGs I played before that were all on the Super. For the most part, of course, Final Fantasy I played on the PlayStation and whatnot, but
you're welcome.
Yes, I know. I only played it because of you. And just the overall style of the game is really what got me and kept me. And last year's iteration of the game, Tales of Arise, as everybody knows, this was my game of the year last year, and I was really hoping it was going to be great. And when I first played Tales of Arise, I didn't like it for some reason, so I put it down. But then all of a sudden, I picked it up like maybe 3 months later. I think I was mentally prepared to actually play the damn game, and I put 90 plus hours into that damn game. And before that, and that includes Final Fantasy 14, I never bought like DLC too much in the game, because I thought it was just pointless to buy costumes and stuff like that. But I bought every single costume in that damn game. And that actually lit the spark for me to start buying stuff in Final Fantasy 14. Don't judge me. I don't know how much I spent, but yeah, it was definitely a lot.
Now, series franchise that didn't become long-standing but should have. Breath of Fire needs to be brought back.
Yes.
And
Suikoden.
I had another one in my head, and you made me forget now.
Suikoden.
I just had to say it.
Suikoden. That needs to be one.
Aren't they supposed to be making a remake or something?
They're doing remakes or re-releases of the first two. They might, I don't know if they're remakes.
Now, my boy Juan played Suikoden back in the day. Damn it, I died again. My boy played Juan played Suikoden back in the day. I'm distracted, Devin. I'm trying not to die. And he told me all about Suikoden, and he was like, dude, you gotta play this game because you can have like over 100 characters. I'm like, what? It just blew my mind, and I didn't believe him for a long time. Sorry, Juan. But turns out it was true, and you can build your own fort, stuff like that. You have like not a castle or whatever, but you have your own fort, and you can recruit people. I thought that was freaking awesome. So, but to this day, I still never got a chance to like really play it. I tried to play it on an emulator one time, but the emulator stopped working, so I still didn't get a chance to play it. So
Lunar was a really good series. I'd like to see Lunar get a remake of the original.
Effective game. Yeah, I totally played Lunar.
Those games are hard as hell. Nah, I don't think Legend of the Guy needs to be remade, because that game was actually kind of crappy. I mean, at the time,
the first one was great. The second one was kind of crappy.
At the time, that game was amazing, but then now it's one of those games that are subject to time. It doesn't date well.
But I still loved it. It's fine. It was like
the Wild Arms series was really good too.
It's almost as bad as Grandia. Like I got the Grandia collection for the Switch, and I was so excited to play it. And then I played it, and I was like, "Oh,
you a rapper."
I got Grandia. I think the one I played. I can't remember what it was on, but the two main characters was a guy and a girl, and they built an airplane, and then I don't know. It's really hard for me to remember most of that story. Skies of Arcadia should have had a sequel. I'm just gonna say that.
Skies of Arcadia needs to be thrown in the trash because that's one game I missed on Dreamcast, and that's another one I went back and played recently. Oof. I would say triple oof to that game.
Skies of Arcadia got remastered and put on the GameCube as well.
Yes, it did.
I liked it. That was a really fun game.
I think it was called the Azure version or something like that.
No. Maybe.
Anyway.
A lot of these games are very hit or miss.
Yes, of course, which is why RPGs have changed over the years to something quite amazing. And honestly, a lot of games are blended nowadays. Most action games have some kind of RPG mechanics. Where back in the day, RPGs used to be RPGs and action games used to be action games. But now everything's so totally blended.
Yeah.
You need to go back.
Don't get me wrong, I'd be perfectly fine to play a good old-fashioned JRPG with nothing but RPG stuff once in a while. Not often, but if it's the right game.
Exactly. Not everything has to have a card mechanic or a farming mechanic nowadays. Oof, good lord.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess they're just playing on the fads of the time.
Of course.
Now, I will say that recently I did get into card games, and actually, they're pretty fun. It just has to be done a certain way for me, specifically. But, anyway. Alrighty. There's no quiz today, because Kim doesn't want to do her homework.
No, because you didn't do it, bro. Y'all know like you don't have already. I'm trying to throw under the bus. See what you know.
I'm just messing. I just wanted a reaction out of Kim for that.
You got it out of me, damn it.
Because she messaged me and she was like, I don't have to do the quiz, do I? I was like, poor baby, you sound so sad. It's okay. You don't have to do
Hey, I do have a quick question.
Like a third grader about to take a test. What was that?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
How can we talk about long-standing games without anybody mentioning at all
Final
Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, because
I did mention Grand Theft Auto.
Imagine it mentioned what?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. I'm surprised you didn't say it, Kim.
Well, because there's other things to talk about too.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things more important on the long term. Because I've never actually personally been a huge Grand Theft Auto to begin with.
Okay, Grand Theft Auto is one of the staples of gaming in general. That's the main reason why we have open world games now. Like, as far as the third one goes, the third one is the one that cultivated that change in gaming. Like, every game has copied that. To this day, almost every open world game has that damn circly ass map. This is
I can't do that. I tried. I think the Game Boy Advance had a Grand Theft Auto game on it that was closer to what Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 were, the top down.
Yeah, the first two Grand Theft Autos were top down, and then there was one called Secrets of Chinatown or something like that, and I played that one. That was actually really fun.
Right.
I love games like that because
the controls though. The controls were so weird with the top down.
And no, I love games like that because it reminds me of the old school Nintendo games where you used to play the old school RC games, and you control the car from left to right. It's so much fun.
The rabbit car.
No, I hated those because you're sitting there. It's just it was so bad. The controls.
I loved it.
I'm with Kevin.
I just know that my friends in high school had played the original Grand Theft Auto games, and they always sounded so cool. And I didn't know it was a top-down game at that point, but it was like they're talking about how they got bonus points for running over 5 Elvis impersonators in a row, or or how they ran away. They run away from the cops, and they drove the car off the dock to get away from the cops, and ended up dying in the water. But I didn't really get into the Grand Theft Auto series until 3.
Yeah, my boss, who I still think was a freaking he's just a super pervert. Anyway, he let me borrow it, and I borrowed it hesitantly because I was like, "What do you want if I borrow this game?" You freaking weirdo. But then I borrowed it, and I played it, and my mind was blown. I don't even think I gave it back to him, to be honest. I think I kept it.
Damn, bro.
Okay, this dude had it coming. All right, I'm not gonna go into specifics, but this fool, he would always take like the girls out to the racetrack, and I heard stories about him like trying to do stuff to the girls at the racetrack. So he wasn't a good person. So anyway. Yeah. So what was that 4? Is the one with the guy from the Middle East? I didn't like that one at all. I just.
It wasn't from the Middle East.
What happened?
I thought that was 4. He was more like up there, like in the upper northern European, like Russia and stuff like that.
Whatever he was, I didn't like that game, and not because of him. It has nothing to do with it, but I just didn't care for the story in that game. But then part 5,
it was alright. I never finished it really, but I liked it.
But then part 5 came out. And they introduced that three player controller, controlling 3 different protagonists, and that was just.
I got less further in 5 than I did in 4.
You didn't beat 5?
I've never beaten.
No, I never beat 5. Honestly, it was the game was fine, but it was just too much swapping between the 3 characters. It just kind of got like.
But they all had really good stories.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I just play Grand Theft Auto to kill people, to go to the strip club, and to do other crazy ass stuff. Like I hardly ever do the story of Grand Theft Auto.
It also kind of killed it for me when I got into the blimp in Grand Theft Auto 5, flew up really high, and noticed that California was just a small island. Water on all 4 sides. It was like this is stupid.
It was Neo California. New Neo California, y'all.
Kim, did you beat 5?
She beat 5 like twice.
Nice.
And I beat 4. And San Andreas.
I forgot about those games.
I spent all my time in San Andreas trying to find a katana.
There's a katana?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they have a katana in there.
Oh, of course.
And it was that hard to find? You spent all your time trying to
find it? There was a specific spot where it spawned, and so like if I died, I'd always go back to get it. I mean, I did other stuff in the game too, but I never really progressed in the story. I just kind of shit around.
The best one to me
like
is
I said,
still...
I'm ready to just kill people and see how big I can get my threat level up before I get killed.
That was always fun. The best one to me is still Vice City, because I'm an 80s boy, but Vice City was just an amazingly fun and funny game. The soundtrack was amazing. I love 80s music. The aesthetic was great. I love the neon aesthetic. The addition of motorcycles to the game was awesome.
Grand Theft Auto 3 had motorcycles.
What happened?
Grand Theft Auto 3 had motorcycles.
Yeah, but the ones in 4 were better because they were in the 80s.
No, there you go. That's better motorcycles.
Vice City had that scooter thing, the Faggio, that I would run over every time I saw one on the road.
Yes, that's exactly what it's called.
Oh my goodness.
Faggio.
It was so terrible. And I was listening to another podcast recently, and they talked about how Grand Theft Auto 6 is not going to be able to do a lot of the stuff, a lot of the jokes that they did in the previous games because of the era that we're in now.
Like, I say fuck the era, let them do what the fuck they want to do. That's what I say.
Well, even Grand Theft Auto 5 is more tame than 5 is more tame than what 3 had been.
definitely not.
And even more tame than like Vice City and
Part 5 was bad. I mean, they had some stuff in there that made me go like, oh. So yeah, that
Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah, but they still had some PC stuff on there. Like they still toned down a lot of stuff.
I think what he's doing is that 5 had better graphics, so therefore it seemed like it was worse. But I think that what
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the stuff that's not quote unquote politically correct, because that's going to be a huge thing, especially with the Me Too movement and all that shit that's going on now.
Fuck Me Too.
That's going to be.
I don't mean it for that, but fuck Me Too when it comes to Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto does Grand Theft Auto. They don't give a fuck about what
I'm sure you'll still be able to kill your hookers.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be able to kill hookers.
Always get your money back. Always get your money back.
They get respawn anyways.
And on that note, we're gonna end with killing hookers. Join us next time where we're gonna be chatting about some other cool stuff, which I have no idea what we're gonna be chatting about now because it's off the cuff. But things to get excited about is the brand new Breath of the Wild Part 2. Even though it doesn't come out till next year, but still get excited about it. I'm just kind of vamping for time while I make it to this boss.
I'll be hyping on Pokemon before Breath of the Wild.
That's right. That's coming in November, right? As always.
Yep.
November 19th, I believe.
Isn't that the same day that came out last time?
Probably.
It always comes out. November
19th. It always comes out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Almost always.
I gotcha.
At least the mainstream game.
It always comes out around my daughter's birthday. So on Pokemon release year, she'd always guaranteed look forward to getting a new Pokemon game.
Nice.
Because it released around that time. Her birthday's on the 17th.
Sweet. And with that being said, until next time, gamers, keep on
leveling up and killing
Leveling
you. Grand Theft Auto.